adventure.
What did you do?
Maybe I blew up their bar.
Oh, I know, that was bad.
And found a journey
Hogs, baby!
they never forget.
Never let life get too safe. Every now and then, you gotta slap the bull.
This'll be interesting to see now that the bull's alert.
Alert!
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars and welcome to another misunderstood movie review. A series of reviews that I like to do where I shine the spotlight on films I think got a bit of a raw deal when they were first released. They were either failures at the box office, audiences didn't necessarily like them, or got a critical mauling, or indeed all three. But in actual fact, I think are films that probably deserve a little bit of a second chance. And my choice today is the 2007 comedy Wild Hogs, a film that is directed by Walt Becker and it stars Tim Allen, Martin Lawrence, John Travolta, William H. Macy, the late great Ray Liotta, Marisa Tomei, Kevin Durand and Jill Hennessy. Now the film focuses on four middle-aged guys with Tim Allen, Martin Lawrence, John Travolta and William H. Macy character. They've got they like to go out when they get the chance on their bikes. They've got a little gang going called Wild Hogs. Life's kind of taken over and the John Travolta character is at a real crossroad in his life and he wants to go out on the road with his pals. So circumstances align and they all go out on a road trip on their bikes and they fall foul of Ray Liotta and his biker gang. So they end up holding up in a local town after wronging this other biker gang led by Ray Liotta, and it leads to a wild confrontation with the Wild Hogs. Right, what are my thoughts on Wild Hogs? Well, this is a film I remember. I'm sure I went to the cinema to see this when it came out. It was at a time in the noughties when, like, big budget, like, impressively cast comedies were all the rage. I mean, you don't see them anywhere near as much these days. But in the noughties, they were just, you know, I think the Hangover films certainly, like, ignited them. They're like these big budget. Hopefully what they wanted were big blockbuster type comedies. And that's what they were going for here with this cast, clearly, because it is a very, very impressive cast with some real comedy talent on board. Now, watching this today, I mean, I watched it to prepare for this review. It's a few years since I've seen it. It's a film I've always had a bit of a soft spot for. I do think it's quite an entertaining and light and fun film, and quite a feel-good film as well. But I'm not here to tell you that I think this film is flawless or that this is an absolute comedy gold of a film and it's going to change your life if you watch it. Definitely not. There are more than a few moments in this film that are missteps, I think. Or even cringe-worthy, you know, or cliches. You know, you've got the old riding along the road on your bike and then you've got bugs splatting into your face. And just to put an exclamation mark on that, there's a bird flies into John Travolta's face. I mean, come on, that's not funny. The constant need to make William H. Macy's character really clumsy and nerdy and crashing all the time, didn't need that. It's like this film put in some needless what they thought was comedy moments that the film just didn't need, because the film does have some genuinely fun moments. The chemistry and the interactions between the four leads are really very good indeed. And they are certainly the highlight of the film. There's some great chemistry between them all and really good interactions. And they're all given moments to shine in the film. I mean, what on earth they decided to do with what was he called? I can't remember. There's a police officer in this film, and he is, shall we say, a stereotype when it comes to camp police officers. He sees these guys camping out as a foursome, and he assumes that obviously, you know, there's something a little bit campy going on. And those few scenes that they have with him are really cringeworthy, and they didn't stand up then, and they certainly don't stand up now, and the film could do without them, if honest. So there are moments in this film where it's like, yikes, what are you thinking? But there's also moments in this film that are genuine and heartwarming and fun and laugh out loud funny. The scene with the bull might be cliched, might be over the top, but it's very, very funny. I think Ray Liotta, God rest his soul, was great in this film. He plays like the antagonist, the villain, the leader of this biker gang, and he plays it straight-faced. You know, he plays it 100% serious, and that's what the role needed, and he does really, really well. And Kevin Durand and others play like his sidekicks in this gang. So they pitch quite a lot of this film absolutely right, and there's aspects of this film they get completely wrong. They just tried to put too many gags in it, which I didn't necessarily think the film needed. And it's fun at the end, you know, when they actually confront this biker gang, when they actually find out where they're hiding in this really nice, you know, quiet town where they've got this chili festival going on. And when they find them and confront them, you know, it's a good moment in the film. It's very light, it's fun, it's uplifting, all that kind of stuff, and it hits all the right notes. And as usual, with the comedy, certainly in the noughties in the US, that, you know, they sprinkle and smear like sweet honey all over everything. You know what I mean? It followed a certain blueprint, this film, which I don't necessarily think it needed to follow to the letter, because they had a great idea and a great cast, but they did make some mistakes here. And again, Marisa Tomei, this is an Oscar-winning actress, and she's in this film and given nothing to do. Criminal, absolutely criminal. So they needed to trim the fat on this film, I think, and I think they probably would have had a fairly decent hit on their hands. As it turned out, they got a bit of a critical mauling, certainly by critics. If you look at the audience response to this film, it's much higher than the critics, and that's because it's an easy-to-watch, feel-good movie that does have some moments in it that will make you chuckle and smile. So if you've never seen Wild Hogs, it's one to look out for. It's one to try and give it a watch. It ain't going to change your world, as I've said, but it is certainly very, very entertaining. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I hope you enjoyed this misunderstood movie review. I'll be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.